that stung. I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened. What? Okay. I'm fine.
You remember these guys? Jak and Daxter? One of the big buddy platformers of the PS2 era, made by old Naughty Dog, and since they don't do anything but remake The Last of Us, their other IPs including this one fell off, leaving Ratchet and Clank to pretty much own this whole section. This was a great time for little me in the early PS2 days. I remember playing Jak 2 more and I couldn't really remember finishing the first one. So, welcome, and well met for today. I'm replaying Jak and Daxter, a small short story about two friends trying to find a cure for Daxter and save the world while doing so. I haven't played it since it came out in 2001, and I'm pretty sure I have dementia, so I don't really remember much. I remember the platforming, the goofiness, and the silence of Jak until the second game. What I don't remember is the clear influence on my taste in women.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
With that, let's get started with the opening.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jak, I think we're in trouble! Ow! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation information do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
I love this already. The banter between Samus and Daxter is really great. Jak is cool, but Daxter really carries with the comic relief. Constantly getting bullied by Samus and ignored by Kira, who clearly is into the strong and silent type. It's a fun mesh. Anyways, we finally get to start playing in Geyser Rock, a tutorial area teaching us about the gameplay loop for the next 8-ish hours. Collect precursor orbs, break boxes, and collect power cells.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grab zoomer.
These are needed pretty much to get to the next story section, and you need a lot. Orbs for villagers gets them, as well as doing some quests. Getting 7 flying things in each section also nets one. Plus they can just be found lying about like they aren't all that important. And every time you get one of these, the game auto-saves and you're treated to a victory pose by our heroes. It's really fun. It really sets the fun tone and makes getting each power cell a little rewarding. The rest of Geyser Rock explains Blue Eco. This gives Jak the zoomies and turns into a magnet. Also, green orbs can heal us when we get to 50. Now, I don't want to go over every nook and cranny, so I'm going to shut up and just let you enjoy my bad platforming for a little bit and enjoy the scenery for each section.
The Blue Eco caused the door to open. With Blue Eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years. Jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
With the cells collected, the old timer lets us back in so we can actually get killed.
Good training, boys. But that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jak? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, Why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
And the journey begins. We can talk to some villagers to get some quests and do the thing for Big Green. The world is pretty much ours to explore at this point so that we can get more cells. I also want to take this moment to enjoy the scenery. The game is very vibrant and colorful, and this damn song is stuck in my head.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
The furries are in shambles.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute. We are not going back to Misty Island. Are we?
We get there when we get there, Daxter. With the villagers talked to and Daxter properly bullied, we can finally be on our way to go get sand on our toes. Sentinel Beach. As the name implies, there's a lot of sand. And some sand snakes that try to jump and scare me. Just gotta play a little whack-a-mole and they're taken care of. You can also just avoid them altogether.
These all metal boxes are thicker than a yak-owl skull. But there must be something that can bust them open.
The fuck is a yackle? Also, I imagine the divine being in the sky throwing bomb bags at me can break them, and they do.
Hey! That pelican just snagged a power cell. Let's go kick some big bird butt.
You read my mind, Daxter. But first, we must gather the orbs for the old man.
I was right behind you, Jack. Really? I was.
Luckily, dying is great in this game. There is no lives. You keep everything you got and just respawn at some checkpoint you've crossed. The game doesn't even load, making getting back to what you was doing really quick and simple. Death can sometimes be frustrating, and there should be a punishment for it if you're not doing lives or game over. Here, the punishment is really small, just needing to run back. However, you're also rewarded with Daxter giving you lip the whole time, or making a joke about it. I finally get to the bird and Jack gives it a serious punch that knocks the cell across the map. And you gotta race to it. This takes a few tries.
We have to get to the power cell before the pelican scoops it up again.
Since we have no objective list or anything, Daxter serves as our hint giver.
Hey, seagulls! Let's buzz them for kicks.
That being said, I'm pretty sure Dax is a psychopath.
Woohoo! Wow! They caused an avalanche! Let's check it out!
That's not how avalanches work, but okay.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
And who are you?
Yeah, so we got a precursor launcher here, but you aren't powered up with the blue stuff. So it ain't gonna help us!
I tried for way too long, way too hard getting this blue eco and running back to this for it to just run out. We need something to backtrack to it later. After doing what I can at the beach, I go turn in my orbs and find somewhere else to go.
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get them back into the corral?
Oh, yak cows. That makes sense. They just need a beating. Next area is Forbidden Forest. Not so forbidden since there's a fisher guy here and where the power for the villagers come from. And snakes. This is where the platforming starts to change, introducing more mechanics to the puzzles. Nothing major, yet.
I'm like, stretcher? Yuck. That meant? Those tower doohickeys scattered all over the jungle must redirect the eco beam.
Simple enough, we follow the beams around and that also lets us explore for more secrets.
We need to get to the top of that tower.
This tower proves difficult. This one lurker beats the shit out of me more times than I care to admit.
I'll say something really teary at the funeral. Like, how am I gonna get changed back now? Say goodnight, Jack.
Once at the top of the tower, we get a nice view. I hadn't mentioned it up to this point, but the day and night cycle is really cool. I spent all night in the jungle, and by the time I got to the tower, it was dawn. Beating the tower unlocks another platforming area that leads to a cell.
Wow, did you see that? Blue eco-vents have been activated all over the world. I knew there was a way to turn them on. There must be places to turn on the other eco-vents as well.
This one tower does all the vents in the world. We should probably work on fixing that. This leads us to our first boss fight. A plant guy with spiky turtles. You take out the turtles and you smack him 3 times and he's down. You can also teabag him for some more orbs. After that, we finish the tower beams for the village and we net us another power cell.
This must be a precursor oracle like the sage always goes on about.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
The evil statue drives a hard bargain, but I'll take it.
The power cell is yours.
Good. You've collected enough power cells to fuel my heat shield. Meet me by the entrance to the fire canyon by climbing the cliff behind the farmer's house. Bring the power cells, and hurry! My father says he's seen more lurkers around.
With the 20 power cells, we can move on to the new areas, which incidentally will need more power cells to get through. But not before we backtrack to the bomber now that we have the vents open. Dax is not a psychopath, I swear. Finally, getting all the cells at the beach, we can move on to Rock Village, but first through Fire Canyon.
Great! You have the 20 cells needed to power my heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees, so try to keep her cool. Flying over open lava will definitely heat you up fast. Hit 500 degrees and it's over.
Over? Like burning molten metal over?
The fire canyon gets pretty hot, so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly. Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
So, we gotta drive over to lava. This feels like the precursor to Jak 2 since it's basically GTA over there. The driving is fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but it is a fun change of pace. It has its own scout flies and orbs to get, sometimes secrets in other areas. Finally, we arrive at Rock Village. Gotta let the old man and the hot one in.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that teleporter tingling sensation. Hey! It looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire!
One heck of a party.
No, I mean Rock Village is being bombarded with flaming boulders. Oh, and it looks like the Blue Sage is working on a levitation machine to move them. Assuming it's operational, we're gonna need power cells to fuel it. I guess you two are going to have to find some more.
The precursor basin is done by the zoomer, hurting the animals, chasing the purple guys, doing the Superman 64 thing, and curing flowers with green and goat. This one guy takes forever to chase, and I still don't ever catch him thinking there's some trick to it.
Beware of the dark light, for it has twisted the fate of one of you. Bring me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
So one has a light within, and one has been twisted by dark light.
Oh, my aching head.
I thought that's one of your vital organs. Walk it off, tough guy.
Oh, sure, I was tough once. Maybe even the toughest of them all. I single-handedly defended this village from those horrid creatures for almost a year. Then that horrible monster arrived and commenced the boulder bombardment. So, full of valor, armor shining in the sun, I climbed the hill to take him on. But he pounded me like one tenderizes a yakkow steak.
Have you tried attacking him with your melodrama? Cause it's killing me.
After my last stunning failure, he sealed the passageway to his roost with a 30-ton boulder, leaving no way for anyone to challenge him again. So, our sage, a master of blue eco and a mechanical genius, devised a machine capable of lifting the boulder out of the way. But alas, he disappeared before we had a chance to turn it on. And he took all of his power cells with him. At least I was able to pull enough pontoons out of our bridge to prevent that monster from coming down here to do me harm.
Yeah, good job, tough guy. But we're gonna need you to put him back and stuff.
Oh, sure. And seal my doom? All right. Fine. Bring me 90 precursor orbs and I'll let the pontoons loose. But I'm not going to fight that monster again.
Oh, no. Not another hero. I lost my short on this so-called hero's big fight against the monster up there. Trust me, the smart money's on the monster. That wager pretty much tapped me out. So, I got a proposal. Bring me 90 orbs to get me back on my feet and out of this barrel, and I'll give you a power cell in return. And if you're game, I do have one more bet online. My big comeback. Beat the record time race in Dead Man's Gorge in the Precursor Basin, and I'll get a pretty payoff. For that, I'll give you another power cell.
There's a pattern here with the orbs. Lost Precursor City. Oh, well, now you get there. Because if you touch the water, this guy comes out. We then find the Boggy Swamp. There's not much going on here besides getting more power cells and a minigame. We also find Yellow Eco letting us blast the lurkers.
When you're powered up with Yellow Eco.
Howdy, friends. Enjoying my beautiful swamp? On these here parts. Everything that doesn't sink into the mud, that is.
Judging by the smell, I'd wager your bathtub sank in the mud long ago.
What's a bathtub? Anyway, I got bigger problems now. Seems some nasty lurker varmints are grousing about, snatching everything they can get their grubby little paws on, and scaring away my pet hip hog, Farley. He's been missing for nigh on to a coon's age. I've been putting out his favorite snack. Those ornery swamp rats keep stealing them. If you could keep those pesky critters away long enough, I just know Farley will smell them vitals and come back. Will you help me out? Good. Those rats will be back any time. Shoot all them rats. And keep them from eating at least one of them snacks.
Minigame is just blasting rats. Easy enough for a free cell. He lets us ride his pet through the swamp after to grab some more cells. After doing what I want there, I go back to get the barrel guy some money with the race Gamba.
We beat the record time!
Oh, great moves, kid. I knew that time record would fall. Now here's your power cell, and I can go collect my big payoff.
I then go searching for more ways to get cells, and happen to catch something Dax says.
Maybe we should go root out the fisherman. I heard he was in the jungle fishing by the lower river.
A fisherman?
What do you have in the basket?
Nothing to talk about. Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing ring. But now they're gobbling up me catch. No matter what I try, I can't seem to catch a single fish in this river.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge? And you'll
Another minigame. Catch the fishies, but if we get a poison fish once, it's over. Easy enough.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy. Steady boy. 200 pounds of fish!
We finally get to Misty Island, the place where Daxter got turned into a rodent, and where that one guy's muse is. We find the muse pretty quick, but he's got the zigzags.
We remember what happened the last time we were here. It's an ambush, Jack! It's an
The lurkers think I'm locked in here with them, but they're locked in here with me. After the massacre, they led us up the stairs to get us out. This place also gets a small zoomer section. And for some reason, Donkey Kong is here. Eventually, we get everything we need and get out of this dump.
Oh, my muse! You saved her! Oh, you really are the best. Here, take this power cell. I won't need it now that I have my inspiration back.
Now that we have enough power cells, we can move that big ass boulder.
Great! You have the cells for the machine. They ought to provide enough power to lift that boulder. There we go. Now be careful facing that monster lurker at the top.
Wait! I'll stay here and protect Kira. Jack, I think you're ready to handle that monster without me.
Oh, really heroic of you.
Time for our second boss fight. This one's pretty fun. Dodge all of his shots until we find an opening. Get the blue eco and run across the platform for the yellow eco and blast him. But try not to die. Once blasted enough, we can run back and repeat until he's dead. Leading us to the mountain pass. Another zoomer area, this time without the fire. I do find this boulder that's blocking the path to a power cell, but I need to open this vent first. This leads us to Volcanic Crater, home of the Red Sage.
Body parts in those things. Holy yakkow! The Red Sage's lab looks worse than the Blues.
Well, it definitely looks as though there's been a struggle here.
I'd hardly call it struggle. Would you, dear sister?
Certainly not.
Yo,
Sage
Maya,
gave
what's
so
happening?
little effort. No fun at all.
Gall? Is that you? You've finally gone off the deep end, eh? And Maya, I told you the dark eco would affect you both. Nobody ever listens to old Samos. What have you two done with the blue and red sages?
Don't worry about your colorful friends, you old fool. They're perfectly safe in our citadel. Our special guests.
They have graciously agreed to help us on a little project.
You were wrong, Samos. Dark Eco can be controlled. We've learned its secrets, and now we can reshape the world to our liking.
You can't control Dark Eco by itself. Even the precursors.
Until now, we've had to scrape by with what little dark eco we could find near the surface. But soon, we will have access to the vast stores of dark eco hidden deep underground.
Not the silos.
Yes, the silos. They will be opened, and all the dark eco of the world will be ours.
But that's impossible. Only a precursor robot.
Oh, don't look so upset, Samos. We've got big plans for you.
Wait a minute! That was Gull? The same Gull who's supposed to change me back? Gull is the guy trying to kill us? I'm doomed.
We may all be doomed. If they open the silos, the Dark Eco will twist and destroy everything it touches. We simply must get to their citadel to stop them.
The fastest way there is through the lava tube at the bottom of this crater. A few more power cells and your Zoomer's heat shield should get you across the lava safely.
All right, my boy. You know what to do. Take the flea bag and go round up more power cells. Great balls of eco. There seems to be a large lurker presence in the spider caves.
Great. Sounds like a real cheery place. Let me guess. There are spiders in the spider caves, right?
Of course there are spiders in spider caves. But that's the least of your problems. The lurkers are after crystals of concentrated dark eco. You've got to destroy the crystals before those monsters get their hands on them. Up to it!
Hey guys, keep collecting power cells. They're the key to continuing our journey north.
Thanks, Kira. I didn't know. While the story so far isn't really mind-blowing or anything, the banter I find really enjoyable, so I appreciate each time I can talk to them.
Oh my.
Hey, Gordy, I think we got visitors.
You think, Willard? Howdy, strangers. Passing through? Us too. Well, we gotta be moving on. Nothing to see here.
I thought you said this was a priceless gem worth...
Willard!
Actually, we want power cells, not gems.
We got 4 of them. You want them?
What Birdbrain here is trying to say is, we may have a few power cells laying around, and we might be willing to part with them for 90 orbs each.
Where have I heard that before?
What costs 90 orbs that everybody wants 90 orbs? After riding the trolleys of death, we make our way to the spider cave. As you can guess, there's spiders and lots of dark eco. There's not much going on here, but there's this cool dark section you get to light up your own path with these crystals. This place is definitely one of those that test all of the platforming up to this point. Lots of moving platforms and trampoline webs. This robot area I spent way too long on. There's so much stuff here and enemies that you can only hit in the back. The place is littered with traps, so I fell off and had to restart numerous times. And fought with all these swinging sections. With this massive hidden one on the side. Once I did what I could, I got the line working and made my way to Snowy Mountain. Great name. Right off the bat, infinite spawning snow lurkers. There's no NPCs up here either. There's just more ways to get power cells, but honestly this was my favorite area. It felt like all the challenges the game has shown is peaked here. fighting sections, platforming, obstacles such as the ice. We get the Lizard Boy again so that we can do some flying time platforming. The Snow Fort combining all of that as well just to get to the top. It was in fact the first time in the game I was getting lost finding the cells, even though I could clearly see them under the ice. But only because of these trees I walked by 100 times, leading to another icy platform section, leading me to the cell that has been taunting me from under the ice and opening another vent. With Snowy Mountain finished, we made our way to the final area with the last zoomer.
Alright, with these additional power cells, I should be able to supply the heat shield with enough power to stand up to this lava. But the shield still has a limit. It will now withstand temperatures up to 800 degrees, but no more. So keep an eye on your gauge. I don't want to think about what those temperatures would do to your zoomer if the shield gives out.
Yeah, the heat.
What? The Zoomer? Hey, what about us? Don't you think we could look for a safer route to Gull Citadel?
Look, I've released more cooling balloons into the tube, so you can use them to keep the temperature down. And don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Yellow Sage's lab. We're counting on you.
The area is just more lava with a touch of pipes, testing us not to fall off. It kinda looks like a factory for Dark Eco.
Hey! Where's old Short, Green, and Wrinkly?
This is terrible. Father is missing. I think Gall and Maya may have kidnapped him as well.
Relax, sweetheart. I got everything under control.
Under control? Lurker armies continue to grow across the land. The sages have been kidnapped. Gall and Maya have gathered enough eco to complete their terrible plan. And to stop them, you're going to have to fight your way through their citadel.
Yeah. That about sums it up.
You've got to rescue my father before it's too late. And Jack, be careful.
Yeah, we will be.
Old green stuff's been taken, so no banter. It's all or nothing as we enter the rave castle of the Citadel.
It's about time you two decided to show up.
Nice to see you, too. Do they have you mopping the floors now?
There's no time for jokes, Daxter. Gall and Maya kidnapped us to sap our energies to power their abominable machine. It appears they have combined the functional remains of a precursor robot with scavenged artifacts from across the land. Then they added a few diabolical additions of their own, creating the one thing capable of opening the Dark Eco silos. If you can free the four of us, we can use our combined powers to break the force shield surrounding the robot before they use it to destroy the world.
And here we go. The place isn't particularly challenging, but gives us some choice on how to approach it and some tile puzzles. It's just one big platforming section.
Good work, fellows. Old Samos was right about you. Great piles of precursor metal. That insidious mechanical creation must not be allowed to wreak its terrible havoc. I will try to actuate the shield door by eliciting a conduit of energy between myself and the vast portal below.
Yeah. You do that. We'll, just go find more help. Weirdo!
After saving the blue sage, we go looking for the rest through the pizza platforming.
Who would have thought I'd live to see the day when I needed to be rescued by a boy and his muskrat? I'm gonna give Gall and Maya a little payback for this embarrassment. Then we'll see about cooking up some muskrat soup.
Yellow sage acquired. More platforming. Well, and a dash of fighting as well.
You finally come to rescue. Do you know how long I've been in here? What took you so long? What are your names?
I'm Daxter. He's Jack. He's with me.
Good job, Daxter. You're a real hero. You've got to stop Gall from launching the robot. I'll use my eco power to help open the shield door.
Let's go climb up those platforms.
The Red Sage is saved, so we got one more to get, Old Samos. But before that, more platforming.
Good work, boys. You're real heroes now. I'll combine my green eco power with the other 3 sages, and together we'll open the shield door surrounding the precursor robot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good start. And then after you guys open that shield, what are you gonna do about the robot?
Nothing, Daxter. We have to keep the shield open. It's up to you two to figure out how to destroy the robot.
Oh, great. I get to help the guy that turned me into a furball destroy the only person who can turn me back!
First, save the world. Then we'll try to convince Gall to help Daxter.
You're too late, Samos. Once I possess limitless dark eco, I will have the key to creation itself.
This is madness! Releasing that much dark eco will destroy everything we know. Just look what it's done to you.
It has given us a beauty beyond anything you could understand.
Beauty? Have you two looked in the mirror lately?
Just wait until we open the silos, little one. You think short and fuzzy is bad.
And to think, you two traveled all this way from Iron. Fools! Enjoy your front row seats to the recreation of the world!
Jack, take the elevator up and stop that robot!
The final battle is Among Us. I do wish this game had subtitles. Sometimes their voices just aren't loud enough. Even at 100 they just seem low, even with the other stuff lowered. But that scene was particularly bad. Some crates are at the start to fill us up and get us ready. But we fumble about it first. Not sure what to do or hit. Oh, it's the eye. Duh. After blasting them, we gotta leap into the air to not die from their bomb. They then use green eco to summon some big lurkers. Dodge another mine. Then we dodge the red eco bomb shockwaves. Dodge another mine. The platform keeps getting smaller, and we get into a yellow eco battle.
You just won't give up, will you? Right, Eco. It does exist.
They must not be allowed to get it!
Light ego! That could be the stuff to change me back! Or might stop that robot. Stay Stay fuzzy. Save the world. Choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world. But do it quickly before I change my mind.
White Ego appears and Daxter the psychopath makes a moral decision to save the world. The same world that's been nothing but mean to him this entire game.
Well, it looks like I may have been too hard on you boys. You do have what it takes to be heroes.
But Daxter, now we can't change you back.
Don't worry about me, baby. You know what they say. Big things come in small packages.
Jack, you have an incredible talent for channeling Eco. Samos, you may have been right about this one after all.
And Kira, without your help and ingenuity, none of this would have been possible. Perhaps we've found another sage now that Gaul and Maya are lost. Yes, Gaul and Maya. The Dark Eco probably destroyed them. Probably.
Ah, who cares? Bring 'em on! We can take 'em again, right, Jack? I said, right, Jack? Wow! Put it on ice, big guy!
What a cockblock. You deserve to stay a rodent. And that's the end of the game. Wait.
Holy yakko! What could that be?
Wow! It's an ancient precursor door. It looks like it will only open if we fill all 100 holes with power cells.
Oh boy, here we go again!
Now, of course, there's going to be a post-game. Well, I'm already so close, so screw it. Remember the lost precursor city I totally couldn't get to and forgot about? Yeah, you can just jump it. I have to stupid. Just some platforming and a cool sliding section. Otherwise, it's just a place with more cells. Oh, and a timed flooding section to the top. And once we get all 100 cells, we claim our prize.
Wow! What is it?
It's so beautiful.
By the precursors.
That's it. They Pulp Fiction us. In my head canon, it was Maya returned to her in her glory. That's my gift. And that's it. That's Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. It took about 8 hours to beat. It was a nice, fun little game. I can see little us trying to 100% with our free time. The story wasn't anything major, like I said before, but it was fun, and all the characters are enjoyable, coming down to lots of comic relief. Jak is a silent protag, but he gets a voice later. I really like the vistas and the character designs as well. They turned out to be a lot better than I remember. Thanks for joining me on this journey down memory lane. If you'd care, I'd like to hear your experience and memories of the game down below. Was it as you remembered? Do you appreciate it now, or do you think less of it? Let me know. That being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.
Say goodnight, Jack.